and guests. We are also pleased to welcome our media partners, Odisha Ray and Jan Shakti, who are here to support and cover this special occasion. Last but not the least, we have the students of the School of Sustainability to enrich the session with their valuable participation. We are grateful to each of you for being part of Parivartan 2026. May I request everyone to join me in extending a warm welcome to our esteemed guests with a round of applause. Now, I invite esteemed Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Shubhajyoti Ray kindly join us on stage. Sir, your presence and continued encouragement have been a source of immense support in fostering meaningful academic and industry conversations at XIM University. We request Professor Dr. Satapapati, Dean, School of Sustainability, to kindly felicitate our esteemed Pro Vice Chancellor. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I now invite Ms. Vaishali Praveen Surawar, Chief Sustainability Officer and Joint President, Hindalco Industries Limited, to please join us on stage. May I request Professor Dr. Satapapati, Dean of School of Sustainability, to please felicitate Ms. Surawar. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, ma'am. May I invite Ms. Shalini Mathur, Lead Sustainability, Raymond Limited, kindly join us on stage. May I request Dr. Tanmay Khuntia, Faculty Coordinator, Conserve, to kindly felicitate Ms. Mathur. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Let us have a warm round of applause for all our distinguished speakers and dignitaries. Their presence today is a testament to the importance of bringing academia, industry, and sustainability practice together to create meaningful conversations and pathways for action. Thank you once again to all speakers and dignitaries for being a part of Parivartan 2026. To formally mark the beginning of this auspicious occasion, we shall now proceed with the traditional lamp lighting ceremony, symbolizing the dispelling of darkness and illumination of knowledge and wisdom. May I request our esteemed dignitaries kindly join us and for the lamp lighting ceremony as we begin this journey of learning, reflection, and transformation. Let us seek the blessings of the Almighty. Thank you all. May the light of knowledge and wisdom continue to guide us throughout the event. Formally welcome everyone to this year's Parivartan. I now we now have Mr. Somesh Dash joining us on the dais. May I now invite Mr. Somesh Dash, manager at Deloitte and alumnus of the School of Sustainability, XIM University, kindly join us on the stage. May I request Professor Elizabeth Abba ma'am to School of Sustainability kindly felicitate Mr. Das. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And it is wonderful to have an alumnus of the school return to share his journey and insights with us. To formally welcome everyone to this year's Parivartan, I now invite Professor Dr. Sitapati, Academic Dean, School of Sustainability, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, everyone. Esteemed dignitaries, I'm so happy to have you in back here, and also really for years we have been wanting you all, and this is an occasion. Esteemed panel members, on behalf of my faculty colleagues, it's a pleasure to welcome each one of you to this edition of Parivartan 2025. It's like yesterday, we all came from different parts of India, and today we are 12th Parivartan is what we are celebrating. And today's business conclave's theme is Tides of Transformation, Rethinking Water Through the Lens of Energy. I really thank today our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Shubhajyoti Ray, for being with us and chairing the inauguration. Thank you so much, sir. We are delighted to have such an illustrious panel for the 2 days in this thematic area. I'm happy to welcome our keynote speakers for the session, Ms. Vaishali Surawar, CSO and Co-President, Hindalco, Ms. Shalini Mathur, Lead of Sustainability, Raymonds. Today's speakers also, we have Mr. Ghanshyam Parira, who is Head of Odisha's ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel, and so very happy, Somesh, you are back. So we have many evenings where he suggests a lot of curriculum related insights, his journey, and happy that he's going to share his thoughts with you all. Before I hand over the session to our esteemed guests, I would also like to thank Shri Tejas Joshi, who is the co-founder of SDGC. And Conserve has started a wonderful thing where day two is a detailed workshop for students, mainly on water accounting. Years ago, when I was asking Mr. P.S. Narayan, who is a big supporter of school, head of Wipro Sustainability Program, that what do you think the best summit, topic could be? And again, it was something around 2017-18 when he had said water. And today I realize how important it is. I congratulate Conserve that water and the associated different lens from which we can look at water for is the topic for today. And we're having a workshop tomorrow. It is to share the deep insights on water management and governance with particular emphasis on water stewardship, which has emerged as a strategic business necessity. I'm going to quote some things that I've written in this year's message for in the Paritran. Three-quarters of our planet is covered in water. Despite being abundant, accessible fresh water is now seen as one of the most finite, vulnerable natural resources. No region or economy is immune. Water stress is now a critical focus of global discussion and interventions. The factors contributing to rising water stress may be diverse, including industrial and energy production demands, a growing population, and increasing agriculture needs. This increasing water stress also poses an economic risk with rising costs for water, managing our water, storing it, purification, and distribution. For businesses, this is now both a strategic imperative and a critical risk. For generations, we have seen that drawing water, using it, and even recycling used water require both energy and effort. As the scale has grown, so has the need for energy, efforts, and systematic planning. By thinking about water management differently, focusing on full water circularity, we can make a big impact. This means improving every step of it, every design of it, whether it is storage, using water responsibly, and caring deeply for our environment. Moving to a sustainable closed loop system requires careful planning, systematic implementation, and a deep commitment. It is also an unending cycle due to the sheer complexities, the demands of many actors, and the accountability of a few. It is this situation that requires critical change if we are to ensure that water is valued, recovered, and safely cycled back for not just future generations, but today, as we say, just for the planet to survive and breathe. As we embrace the complexities around water and energy nexus, we discover that water as a natural resource must be shared in interdependence among humans, ecosystems, and nature. Humans are a part of it, but I separate it out because a lot of decision making is lying with this species. There's a need for solutions that are optimized, efficient, and technologically aware, and that are also aligned with values of sufficiency, returning to nature, and stewardship. Given this context, we hope this edition of Parivartan will offer lasting insights, particularly for young sustainability professionals that are gathered today in this hall, as they go out as champions of a lot of critical decision making. Once again, thank you everyone. We really look forward to hearing from each of our experts. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Professor Tanmay, all my faculty colleagues, and especially Team Conserve. Day in, day out, what you all do that just fills our heart, and so much of hard work. You give your life service to this place, and Sustainability School stands on these each of your act on everyday level that you do. I congratulate also the committee members and the volunteers for Parivartan who have worked diligently to make today's session and its conclave a great success. I am very proud today. God bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for those warm and inspiring words. Moving forward, I'm delighted to invite Dr. Tanmay Khuntia, Faculty Coordinator, Conserve, to address the gathering and share his thoughts on the vision behind Parivartan 2026 and this year's theme, Tides of Transformation, Rethinking Water Through the Lens of Energy. Sir, please kindly take the stage.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Dean Madam, for introducing the panel to set the context. Good morning to all of you. So, honorable guests, respected Pro VC, sir, and respected Dean Madam, esteemed colleagues, and my dear students. So, a very warm welcome to all of you to Parivartan, the 12th Annual Business Conclave of School of Sustainability, Exim University. It is my privilege to introduce this year's theme, Tides of Transformation, Rethinking Water Through the Lens of Energy. Let me begin with something very simple so that all of you get connected to the theme. So imagine that tomorrow morning you turn on a tap and nothing happened. No water. We would immediately ask, where has the water gone? But there is another question we rarely ask. Where has the energy gone? Because the water that reaches our homes, our campuses, our farms, our factories does not simply appear at the tap. Energy is needed to extract it, treat it, pump it, transport it, and distribute it. And the connection runs the other way too. Electricity generation, whether from conventional power plants or many renewable systems depends heavily on water. Industries rely on it for production, cooling, cleaning, and processing. So water and energy then are not the two separate stories. They are two sides of the same coin. That is the essence of this year's Parivartan theme. We often think of water as something abundant, something that simply flows from a river, reservoir, or a tap. But the world around us is changing very fast. So climate variability is making water availability less predictable. Cities are growing fast, industries are expanding, agriculture is under increasing pressure. At the same time, we are moving towards new energy systems and ambitious sustainability goals. All of this demands that we rethink the way we think about water. It is no longer just an environmental concern, it is a strategic resource and increasingly a business imperative. Imagine a manufacturing company located in a water stressed region. If water becomes scarce, it faces higher costs, production disruptions, regulatory pressure, and risk to its reputation. Now imagine another company that has invested in water efficient processes, wastewater recycling, rainwater harvesting, and smaller energy management. So that second company is not merely saving water, it is reducing risk, controlling cost, improving resilience, and preparing itself for the future. This is where sustainability moves beyond the CSR activities and becomes business strategy. For students, this is an opportunity to see sustainability not just as a subject in a classroom, but as a challenge that will shape businesses and the career of tomorrow. And for our industry experts and guests, it is an opportunity to share how organizations are already responding and what more need to be done. At Parivartan, we hope to explore some important questions together. Can businesses grow while using less water and energy? Can technology help us use these resources more intelligently? Can water stewardship become a source of innovation and competitive advantage? And perhaps most importantly, can we rethink water not simply as something we consume, but as something we must strategically manage? The word parivartan means transformation, and transformation doesn't always begin with a dramatic change. Sometimes it begins with a simple question. The next time we turn on a tap, perhaps we should pause and ask, how much energy brought this water to me? And when we switch on a light, operate a machine, or run a factory, perhaps we should ask, how much water made this possible? When we begin to see these connections, we begin to see sustainability differently. So through Parivartan 2026, let us rethink water, understand its intimate relationship with energy, and explore how responsible stewardship can create resilient, innovative, and future-ready businesses. Let us not look at the water merely as a resource that flows through our businesses. Let us recognize it as a force that shapes them. With this thought, I welcome you all to Parivartan 2026. Let us engage, let us question, and most importantly, let us rethink the future through the lens of water and energy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words and for guiding us in our journey towards meaningful sustainability action. Next, we have the privilege of hearing from Dr. Shubhajyoti Ray, Pro Vice Chancellor, XIM University. Sir, may I request you to kindly address the gathering and share your perspective on the importance of sustainability, innovation, and responsible leadership.
respected invited dignitaries, dean of the school, faculty colleagues from the school, friends from the media, and my dear students. A very warm welcome to Parivartan 2026. Uh, Water is such an important issue that it gets discussed everywhere, but whether we act on upon it or not is another question. With every generation, with every change in civilization or growth of civilization, human beings have found newer and newer uses of water. We use more and more water. So the latest being, of course, cooling your AI infrastructure. The amount of water it takes to cool AI infrastructure can actually feed supply millions of people with water. And there are some very good estimates. Data is easily available. But when we look at my own life, or when we look back, how we used to consume water and the way we consume water today is very, very different. So this nexus between energy and water, as your professor rightly pointed out, that equation also is changing. That equation was there, but the equation nature has changed. So when we were children, we had a hand pump in our home, and we used to hand pump and fill the water as much as we needed for taking bath. Washing, brushing would means you take a mug, take it from a filled bucket, again a limited use. Today the world has changed. I am 100% sure at a per capita level I am consuming 5 times more water than I used to do as a child. You know, so clearly, both in terms of per individual consumption of water and the use of water, both have grown exponentially over the period over, let's say, over last 2.5 decades, largely because of industrialization, our convenience seeking lifestyle, so on and so forth. So ultimately, this is not a question of policy. It is a question of behavior as to how we deal with these issues as individuals. Only when individuals start dealing with these issues, organizations will do. With the leadership of an organization behaves, acts in a manner that is sustainable as far as water is concerned, the organization will automatically. So we should not blame organizations for behaving as the individuals should behave. Organizations won't behave. We behave. So it's a behavioral issue more than anything else. And to that extent, I want to congratulate each one of you, all the students. I mean, every time I come to a sustainability event where your students are, I can feel a lot of positive energy, commitment, and you've so many in your life, maybe in your early 20s, committed to this. That's a great future for the country, for the university, for the society at whole. I think that is the biggest thing for me from this gathering, that your commitment towards sustainability, you're participating in this wholeheartedly, and thanks to the colleagues who are able to uh, plant the seeds into your minds and allow you to think about these issues in more scientifically, in a more coherent and a more comprehensive manner. I think it's a great team. This is an area which I have zero expertise on. So I would gladly listen to some of the speakers till the time I can give myself today. So once again, congratulations to the organizing for this coming out of with this thing, and welcome everyone. I hope you have 2 days of great learning, exchange of ideas, and go ahead with more questions and some clarity as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts and for highlighting the importance of sustainability, innovation, and responsible leadership. Your words have set a meaningful tone for the conversations that lie ahead. As we move forward, we now come to a special moment in today's program, unveiling of Parivartan, our quarterly sustainability magazine. Parivartan captures thought leadership, student voices, and practitioner insights on sustainability, a reflection of the School of Sustainability's commitment to knowledge sharing and innovation. May I request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly join us on stage for the unveiling, and I also invite faculty members and Conserve team to join us on the stage for the same.
Every drop that reaches us has a journey, and that journey needs energy. The energy we depend on also depends on water. Water is never something we just use, and energy is never something we just switched on.
Next, we also have the concept video prepared by the PG Junior batch. We will now take a short break for tea and snacks. The physical design standee prepared by the UG and PG batches are placed right outside. Please have a look at the same. Sessions will begin at 11:30 a.m. sharp, so we request all participants to kindly return to the venue on time. Students are requested to remain seated.
industry partners. I'm getting an opportunity to interact with them. Just to I try to understand what is it that is expected from industry, and I did note down some of the points from the morning speeches. So I have put up a presentation which is more of a MBA grads point of view, but I would like to share with you in later part of my or in at any point of time. It can be a dialogue throughout my presentation, wherein I would like you guys to come up with your queries, your questions. You can pause me anytime and ask me. Okay. So with this, I'll start. The topic really is definitely intriguing. Talks about rethinking water through the lens of energy. And first and foremost, I would like to ask each one of you: do you guys know the industry gets the permission to act under the license to operate under which act in this country? Which was the first act which came in this country? As far as today's topic goes, can someone speak loudly? I heard some murmurs from this side about Factories Act. Okay, what else? When I want to put a greenfield or a brownfield project in this country, or if I want to do operate a factory or a industry, what kind of act gets applied? Number one, number one. मरमर यार तुम्हारा आवाज भी इतना छोटा है मैं ये बिना माइक के भी ये क्लासरूम को पूरा एड्रेस कर सकती हूँ यार हाँ जोर से बोलो ना 1986 ग्रेट व्हाट इज उससे पहले भी कुछ आया था हाँ बोलो यस द फर्स्ट एक्ट under which you get the permission to operate a factory or start a factory or start a industry or start a business. I think as far as industry goes, I know industry. So water act, prevention and conservation, 1974, under which you get the environment clearance, you get consent to establish, consent to operate. Okay, then when was that? 81 and then came the Environment Protection Act 1986. So the first act when after independence, which started thinking about environment was the Water Act, 1974. So water is the one wherein there was a lens from regulators and everyone had an intent that the water bodies shouldn't get polluted by the industries. The act says prevention and control of pollution. Okay. So we all have a lot of quotes. Water is the elixir of life, vitality, endless energy. When you come out of your house, your mother tells you, keep drinking water, keep yourself hydrated. Why? Because it gives you energy. So we all know water and energy go hand in hand, and they are not the two sides of the coin, but rather they are on the same side. So what is the biggest threat? You all are aware of the Middle East war. Everyone sees the news. War is for oil, energy, and what is the biggest threat? Iran puts the missiles on what? Strait of Hormuz, okay. If Iran puts the missiles on the other neighboring countries, on some of their very important assets, what are those? Crude oil, okay. I'm asking all these questions from the water lens. And some plants. Why it is so important? ये तो सब टेक्नोलॉजी हो गया बट इसका लाइफ से क्या है पानी इसका लाइफ okay so it is so important you all can think about it it is so important it cannot so energy का war हो रहा है लेकिन how there is a strong relationship of water with community, a shared resource which is to be responsibly used. So I'm just trying to share this presentation through four agenda points which I thought relevant to the topic given: the water energy nexus, why water energy can no longer be managed apart; international context, how the nexus is reshaping the global resource strategy; national context, what is water stress and its energy implications; and Hindalco's journey from compliance to circularity to water positivity. So as you can see on the screen, water and energy, as we said, they have to go hand in hand. Every water decision is an energy decision. Every energy decision also has water implications. I'll tell you, we were to decide 2017 in this country there was a regulation that all thermal power plants has to have flue gas desulfurization. And the FGDs came in this country. Many people, NTPC, Hindalco, Tatas, they started putting flue gas desulfurization setups. And when we had all the quotations from most of the technology suppliers, whether it is GE or whether it is others, one decision making point was what is required to run the LTD. So I would tell you every industrial setup has got a huge water footprint, and the decisions are driven based on the water consumption. And if you have to talk about energy for water, pumping, conveyance, distribution, I think your vice chancellor was talking about कि हमारा childhood में there used to be those pumps and we used to get water from those pumps bucket भर के for washing or bathing and all that thing. And as you can see now, you all are getting tap water. So there is a huge pumping network, there is a distribution network, and everything runs on energy. Treatment, desalination, wastewater collection and treatment, again you need energy. Recycling and reuse systems, massive energy. Water for, and then if I have to talk about water for energy, those huge thermal power plants are literally water guzzlers. Cooling for thermal power generation. By the way, there is a rule in this country, and there is even the mandate given on the water consumption for energy generation. Anyone has an idea? For 1 megawatt power generation through a thermal power plant, how much of water a power plant should consume? It's a guideline from CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board. So it says 3.5 meter cube per megawatt. And this was old. And for the new power plants which are coming in existence since 2017, it is reducing day by day, and it says now 2.2. But should we operate at that? Should we operate at much better? We should operate at much better. And some of the world benchmark, even some of the Indian benchmarks are 1.6. Our Aditya Lapanga power plant is 1.6 meter cube per megawatt. Similarly, I have seen the Tata's Mumbai power plant also has got similar benchmarks of 1.6, 1.8. So that is where every power plant is supposed to be working on reducing their water. And they use huge amount of water and energy. I'll show some of my data about 1 ton of aluminium ke liye, including power. We need 49 meter cube per ton of aluminium, including power, because we have captive power plants. Similarly, 1 ton of copper, we need around 9 meter cube per megawatt. So we have desal now. Resource productivity. So optimizing water and energy together is the primary lever for operational efficiency. I am leaving this presentation here. You all can refer to it and put some questions if you have. And the other why it matters for the industry is circular economy. Closing the loop on water reduces both extraction pressure as well as energy burden for sourcing new water. I'm going to share one case study after my international context setting. This all data from this study that 4% of global electricity consumption is used by water sector, or 10% of global freshwater is drawn by energy sector. So you can see the relationship, 4 and 10%. 1473 terawatt hours of projected water sector electricity demand by 2040 is by, and it's going to go up. 90% of global electricity generation itself depends on water. So these are all some of the statistics, and this is how the water scarcity is seen. And you can always see those red, yellow, green kind of pictures, maps, graphs. I'm sure you all are continuously seeing it. So that shows the ratio of withdrawal to supply. So extremely high, and you can see India, China, Middle East. Middle East we spoke. So is America. It's in the high. Australia. While Europe and Middle East, Europe and Russia are blessed with massive water resources. You all know it. Global electricity demand is also projected to grow, and that's where I think need for water. And someone in the context setting spoke about data centers. One of my factory colleague, I was just last week in one of our factories, was telling me, if you put one prompt to the co-pilot, it takes 30 liters of water. Simple one line, if you want to large scale water treatment. My boss, my managing director always tells me, सिंगापुर में सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट भी जो पोर्टेबल वाटर आता है, इंडिया में कब आएगा, हमारे टाउनशिप में आ सकता है क्या? And then always people keep telling me, even if you put the best of the technologies to treat primary, secondary, tertiary, you put irrigation and all those things, that will not be potable water. So you see this ME water, number 3, this is the one which they treat and get through the sewage. There are 5 plants in Singapore. So local catchments, they have put 70 reservoirs. Imported water, they get water from Malaysia and diesel water. So if you see May water and diesel water, both are their sustainable sources and both of them are highly energy intensive. So that's where the trade-off is. We try to put some of the energy numbers. So today we need 4 kilowatt hour per meter cube for desalination. And they are targeting to reduce it to 2 kilowatt hour per meter cube. So those are the targets PUB has taken. And that's where the R&D research going on with the universities, as I said, NUS or NTU. They're constantly working with multiple options and technologies to reduce the power consumption for desalination. If I have to talk about the learnings from Singapore, even there are waste treatment plants or energy generated from these processes and wastewater is also consumed. So 40% increase in biogas. So there is a biogas yield from a co-digestion of food waste with used wastewater sludge. The sludge which is coming from the sewage treatment plant, they are using it for biogas production. Energy self-sufficiency, the world's first fully energy self-sufficient integrated wastewater facility. Then 2 lakh tons of CO2 per year they are avoiding by removing 42,500 cars from the road and 800 MLD used water treated and the world's largest membrane bioreactor facility is available there. 2/3 of their national land is used for rainwater catchment. You can imagine how green Singapore is or how blue Singapore is. It is blue. So what can we learn from Singapore? The diversify like a portfolio, fund continuous efficiency, not just capacity, a lot of research. Engineer the nexus, don't just manage 2 budgets. And treat water security as a governance priority. Now I'll take you to Hindalco's water stewardship journey. Hindalco has put Hindalco's ESG commitment in the public domain in 2021. This is there on our website. You can see in our all investor decks, also in our annual report, everywhere we have published this. And we are staying with this. So we said I'll deep dive into water positivity. The blue one is water positivity at all our sites by 2050. So initially we said mines, then we said all locations by 2050. The blue one is that visibility is a concern. Sorry for that. Zero waste to landfill by 2050, but our interim target is 2030. No net loss on biodiversity by 2050, net zero by 2050, and continued emphasis on recycled content is our target. And Novelis, our 100% subsidiary of Hindalco, operates all over the world with 64% of end-of-life aluminium scrap collected and no mining. Similarly, Hindalco started the first ever aluminium recycling plant in Lapanga in Odisha, where we have started operating with 50,000 KTPA and we have target to expand it to now 1 lakh KTPA. We also put up our first ever e-waste recycling, which is urban mining in Pakhajan in Gujarat. As far as social goes, we are committed for zero harm, occupational health and safety, female, and we do have a target for enhancing our diversity and women on shop floor. Commitment to community and society. with creation of social sustainable livelihood and human rights affirmation. We have put up our human rights policy in the public domain. Human rights due diligence is done. In fact, 3 4 months back, Human Rights